All right, welcome back everybody. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can add volume automation to your videos. This is a very useful tool, especially if you have background music playing with dialogue. What it's going to do is adjust the background music volume up or down so it doesn't overpower your dialogue audio. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. All right, so as you can see here, I already have a very basic video thrown in here. It's just one of my old ones that I used a few weeks ago, and I'm just going to align it, and let's jump right into Fairlight. I'm just going to expand these two sections a little bit just so we can see what it is that we're working with here, and then let's get right into this. So to turn on the volume automation, we first have to click this button right here. From there, we're going to select the type of automation I want right. The touch it off is what I prefer. When you stop automating, I like for it to hold the level that the fader is at, so that's the one that I'm going to do. And I want it to automate to the fader down here. Since our music is on audio track 2, I'm going to turn on the volume automation and arm it on track 2. And then I'm going to select what I want to actually automate. And in this case, I want the fader level, which is going to be our volume. For my particular videos, I typically like to have them at a total of around -30 or so during the loudest section of the music. So I'm going to turn that down to about -25 in this instance, just because we can see that this section of the music is significantly quieter than this section of the music. So let's just get started on automating that then. The moment that I hit play, it's going to start writing our automation levels. So I'm just going to hit the spacebar to play. All right, welcome back everybody. So today I'm going, and the moment that I stopped, we can see that it created this line right here. Just going to mute that other vocal track right there. And from there, we can see it did create that volume automated line. So now anytime I play this back, it's going to be at that same level of, in this case, -26 decibels. Now the next spot that I would want to automate if this was my track is right here. We can see that there's a very slight volume jump right there. So I usually bring that down another 1, sometimes 2 dB. It all depends on the actual vocal track. In this case, I'll bring it down 2 dB just so we can see that there is going to be a very slight difference. So I'm going to arm this, go to the exact point that we want to automate. So I already moved the playhead there. And then I'm just going to bring this down by 2 more decibels. And there we go. Now we're at -28. The automation is armed. So if I play and then stop, and now if we zoom in, we're going to see is that there's a very, very small dip in volume right there, but it does happen right there. Now the next section that we're going to be working with is this big one right here, and I'm going to bring that down by about 3 more decibels, just so we can see a little bit more of a drop. So I'm going to arm it again, bring that down to -31, hit play and hit stop. And we can see it did create a little bit of a notch there. You can see it right there. And that's pretty much what I would do if this was going to be a video that I would be releasing. Just at least for the starting point, there's going to be a little bit more automation that I would do in this section right here. So if we were to play this back, lighting where I just have everything preset for when I need to record. Without further ado, we can hear that the volume did drop right there, and it is roughly in line with what I would want for a final video release. So then the final thing that I would do on some of these is I sometimes cut to an example of what it is that we're going to be working on between the intro and the main body. So for that case, I usually like to automate the volume of the background music up to around -20, -15. It all depends on the video itself. So I'm going to be automating that in this break between the end of the intro and the beginning of the main body of the video. So it's going to be exactly the same thing that we did before, except this time we're going to try to gently fade it in and fade it out within this time frame right here. So I'm just going to mute that again just so you don't have to listen to me talk. And then I'm going to turn on the automation slightly before, just so I have time to get my mouse over to the fader. From there, I'm going to play. And then bring it right back down to about -31. In this case, I got it to -32, so I'm going to call that close enough. But if I did have to adjust it, I can always go right back in here and we can see that point right there is likely where it drops from -31 to -32, so I can always adjust that using the previous method if I needed to. Or I can just use one of these to select a range, or I can draw it in myself. You can use any one of these other tools. Now, one final thing that I do use automation for sometimes is bringing down a very harsh and loud plosive, which is those B's and P sounds. So every once in a while, if I have one that I just can't tame with compression, I will come in here, I will automate the volume level for my main vocal track, and then I will use the return function and I will just bring it down by maybe 1 or 2 decibels, just where that really harsh plosive is. And then what it's going to do is the return feature, instead of it holding at that volume level, it's going to just bring it right back up. So all I'm going to be watching for is that spike. I'm going to drop the fader down by 1 or 2 dB just at that one moment, and then it's going to take care of the rest by bringing it right back up to where we were before. And that's really all there is to it. Feel free to experiment with the automation. You can go a lot more in depth. I've definitely done that in some other videos that aren't on this channel. But if this was helpful to you, let me know in the comment section below, as well as letting me know what you'd like to see in future episodes. I want to create content that you want to see, so let me know what it is that you'd like to see. If it was helpful at all, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel just so you don't miss out on any future content. And until next time, I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Bye now.